Hello, guys. It's your girl Selene Abena from the For Real Ghana Life, and we are here in Ohio at my boutique, African Boutique, and we have our tour group here, and we am getting ready to start our meeting to prepare them to travel to Ghana. Everyone is so excited, and I'm excited to take them because I have a bunch of newbies, guys. So I'm going to turn the camera around, and we have Auntie Greta that's here that's helping out with the foods. We are serving some refreshments, and we have Ray. She is going on the tour with us. Yes, and so we have our group here. So, yes, here is everybody, and these are the people that are going to be on the Aquaba Tour 25-1. So, I'm going to go ahead and get started with our meeting, and I'll be back. Has been set aside for any African descent, any what y'all hear me use the term diaspora. That is all of us. When we go to Africa, you are not a foreigner. You will never be called a foreigner. If somebody call you a foreigner, you put them in their place because you belong there, right? So they will refer to you as diaspora. So the king has sectioned off a certain land that is kind of close to Cape Coast and Elmina for descendants. Anybody who wishes to come back, you can buy land and build houses anywhere in Ghana. But there's a certain section that they're building called the Pan African Village, and they're already on phase 2. Phase 1 has already been sold out already. Miss Karen was one of the first home builders. She went to Ghana in the year 2019, the year of return, which marked the 400 years from the transatlantic slave trade, from the 400 years from when the ship made it to Virginia and sold the first African. We are not slaves, we were enslaved. Understand that. So is we have to kind of teach ourselves not to say slaves, but to say enslaved, right? We were kings and queens and productive people that were stolen and enslaved. But on the year of 2019, that marked 400 years because that was 1619 when that happened. Okay, and so in the year of 2019, Ghana was the only West African country that said, "Hey, let's call our children back home." Now I don't know how much you all know as far as Bible study or how much you all know about prophecy. It was already prophesied that 400 years that the children will start coming back. So for you to like wake up one day and say, "Oh, I've always wanted to go," and say, "I want to go to Africa." That's what this one did at the last minute. It's not a coincidence, right? Because it's the spirit of the Most High that is probably calling you. So you will hear people say the terms like the ancestors have been calling you back. I have caught myself saying that sometimes, but in reality, it's not the ancestors because our ancestors are resting. It is the Most High. It is time. That's what repatriation means. That means coming back to claim an inheritance that was taken away from you. And that's why they designated that land and said, well, hey, anybody who wants to, we can build a whole Pan-African village and they can be here. There are many that go to other different places. There's not in a Sable, but that is one of the areas. We will be going there. We will be meeting Miss Karen. You will be seeing her home. She always has tour groups coming to see her home. Everybody is so fascinated because she left, I think, when she was 70 years old and decided, I'm done with America. And she went to Ghana all by herself. No children, no grandchildren. The Most High is saying, come away from captivity and come home. And she did, and she's doing just fine. She is one of many. One of many. So when people think, is it safe in Africa? Is it safe in...
It is.
If you can live in Chicago, you can live in Africa. No, serious. There is not, the crime rate is not like here. You don't see people turning on the TV and catching their news where people being shot up and they're going and shooting up whole you know, parties and going to schools and shooting up schools, and you don't see people overdosing on drugs and the violence and the crime. As a matter of fact, the mental health, it's there, it's everywhere. It's small. Because Ghana, and you all will see, is so laid back that for people who are programmed here to do everything like this, it's gonna drive you nuts. Like, oh my God, if they don't come you know, and that's just the way of life. It takes the stress away. It takes the stress, and it will tell you, please leave the stress of the West. Please leave it. We don't want it, right? And so it's a teachable moment. It's a transition. Because, and you'll see it when you get there, it'll be like chill, peaceful, and then as soon as you fly back and you hit DC, you'll be like, okay, we back. Everybody gonna be moving like this, right? Yeah. Okay. With that being said, let me go ahead and get started with our meeting. Auntie is gonna pass out our meeting notes. Yes, Auntie.
Excuse me. My name is Gretel.
I'm sorry, Auntie.
And I am Auntie. She adopted me and I accepted her as my niece. And I come up and dabble in the store from time to time. When I'm bored, you might find me up here. So this is like my second home.
And I apologize, Auntie.
That's okay.
I thought you all had introduced. I'm sorry.
That's okay. And I'm from Costa Rica.
Oh. So that is all of your paperwork from all of your applications. Everybody else has theirs already, and I just held on to you all. Okay? All right, Auntie, you go ahead and pass out the agenda notes. I hope I printed enough for everybody. Not the itinerary. Yeah, pass out.
This one, you want to pass out first?
Mm-hmm.
Get one when you decide to go take.
Oh, okay.
Did everybody bring their passports? Mm-hmm. I just want to check everybody's passports right quick.
Well, you gotta get one of them before you can leave the country, because Trump might not let you back in.
Right. I do encourage you all to encourage your family members, stay on your family members to go and get their passports. Even if they have nothing planned, get a passport. It is your way out of the country, right? Okay, Miss Sandra. Okay, so who has a multiple entry visa? Raise your hand.
All right.
Do I have that? Oh yeah, I do got that.
You have multiple entry? Let me see.
Do I?
Well, let me see. Okay, raise your hand. Okay.
I just want y'all to know that my friend
Her
didn't
best
tell
friend.
me what to do.
Uh-huh.
She didn't even mention it to me at all.
Look at her. She's praying right now. She got her head down.
Did she get it correct? No, you can't.
No,
She said I can't get it correct. I can't redo it.
No, you can't. She just has to get another one.
Oh.
Yeah. Okay. Let me,
Is it too late to get another one?
for this trip.
Oh, because I would have paid the money. But you know, that's not paying business. Good time.
Said it, I felt so bad. Like I didn't know what
And she
I
always
said.
let me know what's
Think
going
about
on. I
it.
was like,
I didn't even think about it.
you know, my mom used to be Bible study.
You ain't gonna let her go.
I'm like,
calling her.
I'm supposed to, but I can talk about it.
Now, is the mama and the child does not control the mama.
Well, mine tried
No,
to.
that's a, so you have a single entry.
My mama tells me the day before that she going somewhere.
So,
That's how she ain't got a
yeah,
hit.
it was a multiple
I know.
entry, maybe 5 years. Single entry means you have, they give you permission to come and go one time.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, so before I go into our meeting notes, Miss Sandra brought up something this morning that I just want to go over with you all real quick. She shared with me something called right to abode. Okay, right to abode is your right as an African descent, right? You have the right to have residency there. And that's what right to abode means. That means you have the right to live there. It is different from citizenship. So, right to abode, most of the people in Ghana that have gone ahead and paved the way, they always get a right to abode. They get a residency. That's all that is a residency. You do not have to live in Ghana to buy property, to build, to have businesses, all of that. You don't have to. But if you want to like get your citizenship and you think you want to get citizenship someday, it is always best practice to get residency. Get that set up. You have to be living on the continent for a certain amount of time. You have to not have a criminal record. You have to show a means of support. Like, how would you take care of yourself? Your financial support, right? Those are like the basic requirements for right to abode. And yes, every one of you all, when you go, you have a right to apply for that and a right to live there if you want to. You don't have to give up your citizenship here. Okay, you can hold two passport moving forward in the future. Like, oh, I want to get citizenship in Ghana, and they, you fill out the application, pay the money, and you get on the waiting list. They call you, you get your citizenship. You don't have to give up your citizenship in the U.S. because this country allows you to have, you're allowed to have dual citizenship, and some people have actually dual citizenship. I know someone who has the other citizenship in America, but they have their citizenship in Sierra Leone and in Ghana because their mom was from Ghana and their dad was from Sierra Leone. So they actually have 3 passports. So it is possible. Okay. Thanks for being a part of this Aquaba Ghana Cultural Tour and entrusting Kalenbahtravel to make this happen for you. Please refer Kalenbahtravel